into the actual session of what we're going to be covering. The first thing we're going to go for is home care cover. And we are absolutely excited and we are happy to have selected our strategic partner. As you know, NeXarise has got 3 divisions. One is the field force, the IBOs, that's you, the most important. Second, the next partnership. Those are all the people working in the headquarters. We call ourselves partners because we all share in how good the company is going to be. And third are the strategic partners who we select to provide the services so that you can go out and acquire customers for these services. When we select these partners, we look for the fact that E, they have experience, Q, they have quality of service towards the actual IBO and the customer, and V, that they give value towards the IBO and towards the customer. So our home care partnership is with an amazing company called PlusHeat. And very first time you're going to see the video of PlusHeat. So here we go.
We all lead busy lives. This is why we all need that one place to unwind after a busy day. Often we refer to that place as our home. The last thing you need after a busy day is finding out that something has broken down at home. This often takes people by surprise, and finding a reputable engineer to come out in a hurry can be a challenge, and paying for their services can be even harder. That's why we are introducing to you NeXarise's home care cover partnership with PlusHeat. What is home care cover? Home care cover is in place to help you deal with domestic emergencies as they happen, day or night. These can range from various issues such as your boiler breaking down, issues where you've no heating or hot water, issues with plumbing such as blocked drains, sudden damage to your roof, sudden electrical failure, pest control, gas or water leaks, burst taps or pipes, and many more. You will have access to our dedicated 24/7 home emergency line who will connect you with one of our approved engineers, who can come out and fix any issues whilst getting covered for all parts and labour up to a certain amount. Oh, and did we mention this is 365 days a year, including Christmas Day? Research shows those with home care cover who have had to pay for boiler repairs and replacements with their own money have spent an average of £894. Get covered today by visiting the home care cover section on your NeXarise website. If it ends in the word day, we've got you covered.
So there you go, everybody. All you have to do is when you meet your customer, your prospective customer, this video is designed in such a way that you don't need to do much of the explaining. The video does the explanation for yourself. Now, look at this. When you go into the actual website, if you look on the top left, there's a section that says homeowners and a section that says landlords. So remember, it's 2 different types of clients that you're going for. One is homeowners, the other one is landlords. When you click on the homeowners element, you go down and you click on the different prices. Remember, there's 2 types of pricing for depending on the excess that the customer would pay. One is the 0 excess plan. The other one is the £95 excess plan. So the customers can select and choose. So every customer who becomes a PlusHeat customer gets the boiler service added on as standard. Now, what does that mean? So what happens is PlusHeat will service that boiler once a year. So now PlusHeat knows that the boilers, if the boiler has an issue, if they're looking at a boiler's already been serviced. So it's like a car. Think of it, the boiler like a car. So it's easier to fix a car that has had its MOT every year rather than fixing a car that has not had an MOT. So we have added the boiler service as standard on all the plans. Now you're going to get a more comprehensive plan. So when you make a comparison with anything out there, it's very difficult for you to get a better plan than this. So on all the plans now, standard, premium, platinum, and the custom, the boiler service will be included as standard. So you can tell your customer, hey, listen, every single year, like you MOT your car, now you're also going to get your boiler MOT'd with PlusHeat. So that's the home care cover element. Remember, the premium on the £95 excess plan is £13.90, £15.90, and £19.90. and the zero excess plan is 1990, 2790, 3590. Let me just remind you, just 2 weeks ago, I said this in our PlusHeat training. Just 2 weeks ago, I had an issue with my boiler. You know, the actual thermostat element, the element that actually takes the temperature within the boiler, it shut out. And I was with another company who's a competitor of PlusHeat. It was one of the renowned companies. They were not able to fix my boiler for 9 days, and they were expecting myself and my family to be without heating and hot water for 9 days. Isn't that crazy? So what is great, I mean, I had a backup plan, which was an immersion heater and electric heater, but most houses don't have that. So that's the reason why something like PlusHeat will be really good for every single person, where you're insuring the person's home, making sure that if anything goes wrong with the boiler, the electrics, the plumbing, the drainage, they're absolutely covered. Now, this is the segment for homeowners or for anybody who wants to literally look after their home. For me, if it was me, I would tell everybody must have this cover, because if your heating goes off or if your electrics go off, the last thing you want to do is at that time go and find a plumber or find an electrician or find a tradesperson who's going to come and fix it. So now it's just one phone number that you got to call, PlusHeat. 24/7 they're available, 365 days in a year, including Christmas Day, with their guarantee. And what's the guarantee is on the website. You go and click on it. We will ensure that an engineer visits your property within 24 to 48 hours of reporting a breakdown. So that's the peace of mind that you can have when you have PlusHeat. Now, if you're speaking to a landlord, because I was speaking to quite a few IBOs who said, hey, Liju, I've got a lot of connections with landlords who have properties, 2 properties, 5 properties, 10 properties, 20 properties, 300 properties, 800 properties. You know, a product like this is very, very good for landlords, because landlords don't, what landlords love is the rent. I'm a landlord myself. Landlords love the rent, but they don't like the challenge and the hassle that comes with the actual property. So when PlusHeat covers the landlord for each property, the landlord has peace of mind. So the tenant just needs to speak with PlusHeat, and PlusHeat will go and look after the actual element of the home emergency care cover. So if you're speaking to a landlord who's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 20, 50, 100 properties, you go into the landlord section and you will see the prices are like £4 more on average, £4 more for each of the plans as compared to the actual normal homeowners plan. Now you might be thinking, why is it £4 more? That's because every landlord's cover has got this concept. If you look on the left-hand side, it says gas safety certificate. Now, what is that? Being a landlord has to be responsible to ensure that all the gas appliances within the property is up to standard. So because of that, every single year, at least once in a year, they need to ensure that a plumber or somebody who's a gas safe engineer goes to the property, looks at all the gas appliances and marks it as safe and up to good standard, and you get a certificate for that. Normally, the charge for getting out a gas safe engineer to go and do that roughly ranges between £75 to £120, depending on where you are, what engineer you are. 75 to 120. So every landlord must do this. It's a mandatory element. So now you can go to a landlord. So remember, 75 to 120 pounds. Now you can go to a landlord and say, hey, listen, you can have the cover, but for an extra £4, what you're looking at, you're actually going to get, so consider it, £4 multiplied by 12 is £48. So instead of paying 75 to 120, you have got gas safety certificate included in this. In addition to that, what normally happens is if you're a landlord and if somebody goes out and does a gas safety check, and let's say one of the gas cookers is not working properly, the boiler is not working properly, there's additional charges. And that's unexpected charges. Now with PlusHeat, the boiler service, the gas safety is all covered. So that's the advantage that the landlord has, peace of mind. Now, with regards to the business volumes, for the zero excess plans, you can see the standard gives you £5 BV, the premium gives you £7 BV, and the platinum gives you £10 BV. Now, these BVs will be allocated for a maximum of 12 months. So the customers get into a 12-month contract, so you will be given a 12-month BV allocation. If it's a £95 excess plan, same concept. The standard gives you £5 BV, the premium is £7, the platinum is £10. So for you as an IBO, it really doesn't matter which plan the customer takes, because the BV allocation for standard, premium, and platinum will be the same for both plans. Again, the BV is allocated for a maximum of 12 months. Now, how do you make the order? Very simple. Go to your NeXarise.com, where all the access to all the links is there. Click on shop. It takes you to your online shop, your website, where you can select from the menu of services and products that we have, many more to come in, and you select home care cover by NeXarise. It'll then take you to the do's and don'ts that you need to read, and you accept it, and then you agree that you've read and understood the instructions, and then you click order now. So very simple process, an essential service, and then it's as simple as it can be. Now, what we have done is, what's great about NeXarise, what we want to do from day one, from the beginning, is we want to show 100% complete transparency. And the transparency is you're also going to now get to meet our strategic partners. So what we have done is we have invited on this call one of the directors or the co-founders of the company PlusHeat to come on this call, so that what I'm going to do is I'm just going to ask him a few questions, and simply you'll get a much better idea through the dialogue, through the questions that I ask. So it's with great pleasure that I want to introduce you to this call, the director, one of the directors and co-founders of PlusHeat, that's Mr. Jay Jacobson. Hey, Jay, welcome to the call.
Hey, Liju, how you doing?
Hey, fantastic, Jay. So if you can speak as loud as possible, and so that all of us can hear you, but I can see that you're in your PlusHeat offices in the United Kingdom. Thank you so much for taking your valuable time and coming on this call. I understand it's a very busy period and time for you.
Yeah, no, absolutely. The winter time is extremely busy for us, but really appreciate you having me here.
Fantastic. Hey, one of the things that we have similarities, Jay, is like the NeXarise co-founders, we have combined experience of over 20 years in our field. You know, you have, you and your partner has a combined experience of over 15 years in your industry. And I'm sure that comes very handy when you build the company PlusHeat.
Yeah, absolutely. Coming from a company that did something similar to what we do here, and having an understanding of how the sales works within the company, and getting involved and further down the line, developing my skills and understanding and knowledge of how the whole entire operation work has been absolutely very fundamental to what we do here. So it's been a great journey so far.
Fabulous. So you know what, Jay, I myself, I'm not with PlusHeat yet because we haven't launched. We'll be launching very soon, but I already am with a similar service provider for home care cover with another company. All right. And it's one of the most reputed companies in the United Kingdom. However, just 2 weeks ago, I had a boiler breakdown. Okay. And my boiler breakdown because the water pressure sensor stopped working. All right. Now I'm one of the lucky ones because I have a backup electric immersion heater. So I get hot water. Thank God for that. But most people don't have it. But let me tell you something. For the company that I'm with right now to come and repair the problem, it took them 9 days to just come out and fix that water pressure sensor in my boiler. Now, can you imagine 9 days my entire family would have had to be without heating or hot water? And I am absolutely gutted that I am with them. But one of the reasons why we picked you as our partner is simply because on your website, you have this guarantee. The very first thing on your website that is not seen in any other website. Now, what is this guarantee that PlusHeat gives to all their customers?
Yeah, no, absolutely. We definitely understand the importance of being reliable. When a customer takes out a plan like this, as yourself, when you was in that crucial moment when you had no heating and hot water, it's important that somebody can get out there and rectify the issue ASAP. So here at PlusHeat, we guarantee that we'll have someone out within 24 to 48 hours of you reporting the issue to identify it and hopefully get that resolved straight away for yourself. So that's something that we stand on and we stand by, and is extremely important in what we do here.
So being in the situation that I was, I'm telling you, this guarantee is a great selling point when you actually go to your customers. Now, apart from the element of that, look at, you see there are 3 plans. If it was myself, I'll go for the platinum. That's a top plan that gives you all the different types. Now, Jay, I just want you to go through very briefly what each of the elements within the plan means. So the first one is boiler and controls. What does that mean?
Absolutely. So boiler and controls, you have your main boiler and the controls that operate it. So a lot of the time you'll have the thermostat that sits on the wall that you can control the temperature with. Anything goes wrong with that, we'll make sure that we replace it or fix it. And as well as the boiler, any fitted parts within the boiler that will be rectified and fixed, hopefully, or if you have the right plan, you'll get the replacement as well.
Excellent. And what about this concept of boiler replacement?
So as I just briefly touched on, when a boiler breaks down, sometimes depending on how old it is, boilers tend to last between, I would say, 7 to 10 years, a little bit more sometimes if you stretch it. If the boiler packs up completely and you have one of our plans that include the boiler replacement, then we'll make sure that we assist you so you're not without heating or hot water for a long period of time, and we get that replaced and back up and running as you should be.
Fabulous. And what is this element, central heating? What do you cover in terms of central heating?
Central heating. So yeah, the boiler pumps hot water around your property to keep you warm. Anything goes wrong with your pipes that the hot water flows through or the thermostatic radiator valves, we'll make sure that we get that fixed and working as it should be.
Okay. And plumbing, what is covered in plumbing?
So plumbing, the general things that we get, you may have a leak coming through the ceiling, my toilet flush isn't working, the water is constantly running in the bowl. We'll cover all of that. We'll make sure that we have that fixed, rectified for yourself.
Okay. What about electrics?
Electrics. So again, my plug socket's not working. I have no power within my property. The general things within the whole wiring within your property, we'll make sure that that's rectified and you're with power as soon as possible.
So if I have an electric problem or if I have a plumbing problem, my job is to straight away call you because I've got cover, and you're going to be sending the engineers. Now, are these engineers, are they regulated in their industries? Is that how you select these engineers? How does it work? Yeah,
absolutely. All of our engineers go through a strict vetting system, and we make sure that we use local engineers within your area so that makes sure that we're supporting the local community, and B, the speed in which we can have an engineer attend your property is improved, and that's reduced on your waiting time essentially.
That's very powerful. You use local engineers. So in terms of local, what is the coverage of PlusHeat in the United Kingdom?
So we operate throughout the whole of the United Kingdom. So London, England, Scotland, Wales, even Northern Ireland.
Excellent. Okay. In terms of drainage, what do you cover?
Drainage. So that would be your internal drains. The outside of the property, you have the waste stack that takes the dirty water or the sewage water away and out of your property, as well as the external drains. So you have a manhole either at the front or the back of your property. Anything goes wrong there, we'll make sure we have that rectified so there's no funny smells and everything's working as it should be.
Nice. And roofing?
Yeah, roofing's part of our premium plan. That's our most comprehensive one. That would protect you in the event that you have any issues, you realize you have a leak, we'll come out, we'll make sure that we have a specialist that attends your roof, seals it up, make sure that it's safe, so that we can then move forward and get that sorted. Okay, the next one is home security. What does that entail? Yeah, so, making sure that if anything goes wrong with your locks, your doors, you have a broken window, we'll make sure we board it up, make sure that it's safe. Again, you lose your keys, we'll make sure that we come out, we change the locks and provide you with new keys so that everything's secure, safe, and that you're protected and essentially can access your property. Oh, I know that feeling. I have lost my keys. Yeah. Absolutely. So this is, I mean, telling you, I've looked at plans before. Some of these elements that you're talking about is not even covered in many of the other, competitors who offer similar services. Okay, look at this one, pest control. What does that cover? Pest control, yeah, that's a problem none of us would like, but we make sure that we cover all these little things. So, for example, you have an infestation of mice or wasps, a wasp nest decides to, I guess, plot up outside your window in your garden, we'll make sure that we have that sorted so that you're protected and we get that removed by a professional. Don't try to do it
That's
yourself.
great. Now, you know what, Jay, this is one feature that I've not seen in any other plans. And this is quite impressive. What does this mean? The handyman part of the actual plan.
Yeah, so the handyman service really came along by us listening to our customers, especially our landlords, wanting to have that additional assistance. As you know, when a tenant occupies the property, they are reporting all these things that are just little nuisances, but are not covered within any other of our competitors' packages. So we took that feedback on board and made sure, hey, if we can rectify a small issue that only takes up to an hour, we'll have a specialist out or a handyman out to assist you for a small fee of 60 quid.
You know what? That's great, because I'm a landlord myself, and I know the last thing that I want to do is to go, and if my tenant asks me to do something, I don't want to go and be the person to arrange an engineer, go and get the things done. If my tenant has a gas problem or their light problems in the middle of the night, I don't want them to call me. So one of the things I do is I get a cover for the actual property so the tenant can call PlusHeat for any of their challenges, and these problems get solved. That's phenomenal. So you're telling me that as IBOs, as independent business owners, we can approach landlords, and if a landlord has, let's say, 10 properties, the landlord can take a plan for each of the properties, and they can get peace of mind because all their properties are covered by PlusHeat. Am I right in saying that?
Spot on, absolutely. A landlord can take out a plan for all of their properties. We have portfolio landlords that have many properties throughout the whole of the UK, scattered in the Midlands, Scotland, Wales, and we make sure that we have them covered. And the beauty of it, the tenants can, as you previously said, the tenants can report the issue directly to PlusHeat ourselves, especially if they have that zero excess plan. We don't have to bother the landlord. We just make sure that we take that report, we follow through, we send someone out to investigate, diagnose the issue, and have that problem rectified. All along, the landlord is being informed as they're associated to the property, and they're being informed every step of the way and have a report when the issue's completed and rectified, so that they're kept in the loop what's happened to their property along the way, I guess. Yeah.
Well, that's powerful, because I know a lot of people, I mean, especially IBOs, independent business owners, we have access to a lot of landlords. I mean, I know landlords with 20 properties, 30 properties, 100 properties, 800 properties. So can you imagine, friends, business owners, if you actually go out and get a landlord with 10, 20 properties, you will be allocated business volumes for each of those properties. So this is an essential service for landlords, I believe, for homeowners. But talking about, we spoke about how this can be good for anybody who has a home. We talked about how this can be good for landlords. What about estate agents?
Yeah, absolutely. Estate agents, essentially, they have a pool of a database of landlords that they work with, and also homeowners that they've previously sold homes for. So we definitely have partnerships with some estate agents throughout the UK, especially in London, where we assist them and provide their landlords the essential service and plans that we have on offer. So estate agents, this definitely appeals to as well.
Absolutely, because I know a lot of estate agents who manage the properties for the landlords. So the estate agent can take these PlusHeat cover for all the properties that they're managing. So if anything goes wrong, it's one phone call to the same company, PlusHeat, and then PlusHeat looks after everything. That's absolutely phenomenal. You know what, Jay? Here's a question that a customer might ask you. Why PlusHeat? I mean, if I go around and search the entire market, what if I do find something cheaper? What is the USP of PlusHeat, or the unique selling point? Why PlusHeat?
Well, I guess it simply comes down to the customer. When a customer wants to take a plan out like this, they're essentially mitigating their risk. They want to make sure that they have a company that they can rely on whenever an issue arises. And also they want to be paying a fair price. So the plans that we offer are exceptional value for the money that our customers pay for. Again, mentioning the same or next day response guarantee that we offer, I don't believe none of our competitors offer that. As well as, the no claims limit that we provide. So a customer they don't have a limit to the amount of claims, and a lot of our competitors do that. And touching on the boiler replacement, a lot of our competitors do offer that. But what they do is they offer a contribution to the boiler replacement, whereas PlusHeat will provide you with a brand new suitable replacement. So we have some key
fantastic
USPs that we offer that differentiates
You know,
between our competitors.
You know, it's good that you said that, especially with the no claim element. I actually went down. I mean, a lot of people don't know this because I actually went down and checked the website of one of our competitors, and who I actually am with. And what they do is they do something cheeky. So they give you a low premium for the first year. So just check this out. So this is one thing. I just went online today and I picked it up. So it's a low premium of £14. But if you look at the small print, it says that the price will increase at renewal, and customers in their second year are going to be paying £31.50. That's more than double the amount what they actually first paid for. Now, will this happen with PlusHeat?
One small thing that I really want to point out here, which you missed, is it says provided they have made no claims. So if you've made no claims, that's how much your price is going to go up. So imagine if you've made some claims. I couldn't even imagine what the price is going to be. But yeah, here at PlusHeat, what we've set out to do is we don't want to unfairly charge our customers. So we guarantee you that we will never put our prices up double or triple our prices like that. That's something that is completely against what we want to do here and what we stand for.
That is really powerful. It's fantastic. I mean, let me tell you something. If I'm living in a house, if I have a home, they say the home is your sanctuary and there is no place like home. And like the video said, especially, you know, the number of boiler breakages and all of that, this is a cold country. Let me tell you that. This is a cold country. And the last thing that I want is not having heating or plumbing or electrics in my house. So, you know, just to the fact that I can have something like PlusHeat cover my boiler, my electrics, my drainage, my roofing, if I want to put a TV up and, you know, if anything goes wrong, just to have that one number, knowing that there's a guarantee that within 24 to 48 hours, I'm going to be looked after. My prices are not going to go up next year. You know, there's no small print hidden. And the fact that, you know, the people looking in this call, this is going to be made available. They can see the owner of the company. You know, the fact that it's coming from your own mouth, the transparency, that alone itself shows that how essential it is to care for your home, to have this cover in place. And we are really excited, Jay, with this partnership. And I can guarantee you, you know, when we launch next week, we're going to give you a lot of customers. You know, as long as you're just going to do what he said you're going to do, we're going to have a long-term partnership. And a lot of people are going to send in testimonials that you can definitely add on your website as NeXarise customers. So thank you so much for coming on this call today and sharing your valuable time. And we are looking forward to an exciting partnership.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We really appreciate you guys as well. So thank you so much. So one more thing. So I just want to ask you, are we going to get you signed over to PlusHeat then?
Listen, 100%. I'm going to be the first customer for PlusHeat. Don't worry about that, because of the experience itself that I had with my previous one. After what I heard today, 100%, absolutely. So thank you so much, Jay. Really appreciate your time.
Thank you. Thank you.